Hello to the adult performers unions, the two that we have out. Big Cat Daddy, that's who I am, business partner and live partner of Karen Summer. So I know I've met some of you guys as well. Prop 60 apparently is very divisive for you guys right now about who is for it, who is against it. I will tell you this. I am absolutely against it as well, simply for the fact that it's going to give the public the right, if it passes, the right to sue and take to court performers and things like that. So that's where I stand on that. Now, I'm not able to vote. I live in Florida now, so anybody listening to that, please, whatever you guys do, vote no on that. That's my opinion, and I don't know if I can sway anybody but that. For that, but the reality is that's bad for business, and we all know that it's bad for business. Now, I know I've been looking at Twitter a lot, seeing what's been posted. I've did a few inquiries on my own about what's going on, and the reality is not everybody's on the same page, okay? And I want everybody to be on the same page. We need to fight and protect the performers' rights. That's the purpose for this entire union being started. Now, I know there's been posts about the condom law being a law since 1992. It's not actually a law. We need to clarify that. It's a regulation, not a law. And yes, of course, apparently you can be fined for that. And I've read a few articles in which they've fined people over the years for that. But it's not a law, so I know that might be semantics, but the reality is we also need to look back at our history as well, okay? The production of adult-related pornographic content was illegal for many, many years. And we all know that to be true. And it wasn't until 1988 with the Freeman decision where the government said, hey, it is legal to shoot. Now, I know there's only like 2 actual states that actually have laws on the books that says it. I believe it was California and New Hampshire, I believe, are the only 2 states that actually have laws on the books that make it legal. We've had a lot of people fight for the rights in this industry over the years. Obviously the Hal Freemans from back in the days, and some of the people on your board that are part of the union now. When they started, pornography was illegal to shoot. When Seika was filming, it was illegal. When Marilyn Chambers was filming, that was illegal. When people like Karen Summer and Ginger Lynn and Amberlynn and Nina Hartley, Christy Canyon, when they were shooting, it was technically illegal to shoot. And they got raided. People were arrested. Some even did some jail time on that. So let's not worry about what's on the law right now, okay? If that's the case, we do need to follow the law, sure. Okay, I get that. But we also need to fight to change it. Laws can be changed. It's very important. Laws can be changed, okay? But the more important thing is performers' rights. And this Prop 60 is not going to help performers' rights at all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against condom use, I'm not for condom use, okay? Me personally, I do believe it is up to the performer to decide and to choose. However, and that being said, the companies that do film these contents should have that available just in case, okay? The barrier protections, that should be the choice of the performer. It should not be a requirement, okay? We in this industry have stepped forward over the years to try to better the industry. The testing that goes on now, with the 14-day tests, or even in some cases, some companies require a test to be within a week of shooting. Some companies are okay with a 30-day test. Okay, so we're taking steps in the right direction in that regard. That being said, and I am all for performers' rights. They do have the right to be safe and feel comfortable on a set. Okay. Now, that being said, when it comes to this Prop 60, the condom, the HIV issue that Michael Weinstein seems to have a big issue with in the adult industry with, let me say this. It is also up to the performer as well. okay, to be responsible, okay? It's going to be very hard for unions to fight, right, if you're not doing things in a responsible manner. You know, if you're one of those performers who is lucky enough to shoot every couple of days, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, or even every day, wonderful. Just be responsible in your personal life. You know, you don't need to be going out and, you know, and picking up some guy from the bar or a girl from the bar, right, that you've never met. You know, we do need to be responsible in that regard as well. You got to take care of yourself, okay? The industry it's a stigma in the public eye. We all know that. It's not a secret. People privately, they enjoy, you know, these scenes, and publicly a lot of them have ostracized us publicly, okay? Even the GOP put pornography as a major health crisis here in the United States, and we all know that not to be true, but that is the perception. And we can try to change that perception as best we can. But we have to be responsible, not just on set, but in our personal lives as well. So I roll it out to you guys to be responsible in your personal life. I know some of you guys do the escorting thing for that extra money, and I know it can be very lucrative for you. Again, be responsible for yourself. I read just the other day, some performer showed up in Miami with an outdated test. He had forged it, and the producer saw that, checked it out, wouldn't allow that person to work. Thank goodness, you know. So we got to watch out for each other as well. The industry has some issues, some major issues that we need to deal with. Prop 60, the piracy issue. And you know, the amount of free porn that's out there as well. And I hope I'm not misspeaking when I tell it. For any body watching this that's not in the industry, your normal Joe Schmo out there, I personally, and no one I've ever talked to that's in the industry, is okay with the fact that 11-year-olds can find porn so easily and so quickly, and it's so easily accessible. Nobody likes that. Okay. The piracy issue, along with the free internet, that is becoming a problem, and it has been a problem for many years now. That's something that we need to fix, and of course, as the union's moving forward, hopefully you guys can sit down, especially you guys in a leadership position out there in LA, sit down and have those discussions. Now I know, again, Prop 60 and some of the stuff that's a heated issue. What I'm seeing on Twitter is you guys are going at each other like crazy, okay? Stop that publicness, that outward debate like you guys are doing. It honestly, and this is just from not only as a fan. I grew up as a fan of the industry for many years, and now that I'm with Karen and we do shoot here and there, and of course I've been at a few conventions. Some of you may remember me. I inducted Karen into the XRCO Hall of Fame, if you guys remember that. It's making the industry look like we don't know what we're doing. It's making people look at us as if there they go trying again. All they do is have sex for money. And there's that perception. We know that's not true. The public doesn't necessarily know that that's not true. Okay, so, and I understand that it's the Prop 60 is kind of divisive for everybody. Sit down privately, have a meeting, take a weekend. Somebody go grab a couple of hotel rooms over there in LA, and sit down and have those heated debates that you need to have. And because I understand that not everybody's going to agree. I get it. I was a coordinator of one of the dungeons in LA. We've had many talks. We did that all privately. Outwardly, we always presented a united front, that once those discussions were done, I had my opinion, they had theirs. Ultimately, we came to an agreement, and we stayed to the agreement. So outwardly, we always presented that united front. Okay? And there's just too much bickering going on in the public eye. And let's face it, that doesn't bode well for the union, doesn't bode well for the industry. It really does make people go, look at us and laugh a little bit, honestly. I know that you guys' hearts are in the right place. I know you want to change some things. I know you want this industry to be better. I do too. We want to make that money. The content producers want to make that money. The performers want to, want that paycheck. So they can do those things that they want to do. So I know that you guys are serious about what your intents are. Okay? But please, for the love of God, stop the outward fight in public. Okay? All right? It's not necessary. It's not needed. I understand we've got some things that are going on that it's divisive, but please do that privately as best you can. That's my advice for you guys who are in those leadership positions. I love this industry. I know you guys love this industry, and understand that just because it's a law now doesn't mean it can't be changed. Okay? Just because it's a regulation now doesn't mean it can't be changed. Now here's the thing. Condoms are only intended to prevent pregnancy. We know that. There's no condom manufacturer will ever come out and say that it prevents sexually transmitted diseases. Okay? But there are other options besides using condoms. Okay? Again, personal responsibility for the performer. You gotta know who you're having sex with. Okay? Outside of the set. All right? Give the performer that choice of whether to use those barriers or not. Okay? Producers, be diligent in your testing. If it doesn't look right, check every performer. If they're not in the pass system, if they don't have a current test, check everybody that comes on the site. We've got to be diligent in that regard as well. And we also, because we know things can happen, you could have a 2-week test and something, you might catch a cold or something. Okay? Producers and performers, you need to say, hey, you know what, this person is ill. I don't want to work with them, and be able to do that in a manner where you're not ostracized. Our health is always at risk, no matter what you do, whether you're in the adult industry or just in your normal life. We got to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't do these wonderful scenes that you guys do. You guys, this industry, very open about what you do, very open about what you're about. I love that. It's awesome. But again, we do need to take some responsibility as well. Okay, so I implore you guys over in LA, over in California, that's where all this is going on. If you don't sit down and have those debates, those discussions amongst yourselves as part of the union, and you do the outward ostracizing of certain people, we're not going to get very far. And that is the nature of the game. Nina, I love Nina Hartley. I've been an advocate for performers' rights for a long time, an advocate for this industry. She's someone, and I'll be honest with you, if you guys aren't reaching out to Nina for her advice, please do so. Love Nina to death. She's passionate about this industry. She wants it to move forward and be better. Definitely reach out to her. Bill Margold, obviously, is someone you definitely want to talk to at least. There's a lot of people in the industry that have a lot of things to offer that can help move these unions forward, not only for the rights of the performers and the protection of performers, but to help the bottom line of the companies that do shoot. Because if they're not making money, we're not going to be able to do anything in front of the camera. All right. So again, I'm Big Cat Daddy. I hope this was helpful. If not, I don't know what to say, but I felt I had to say something about what was going on. Have a great day. Let's make this industry vibrant and wonderful again. Let's make it that family that they used to. I remember with Karen, as we talked about in the 80s, it was very much a family. There was a lot of those issues that they dealt with it being illegal and raids and stuff. They stuck together. I would love to see that happen again. That sense of I belong here, right? I want everybody in the industry to have that sense of I belong here. I'm good at what I do, and I want to do it to the best of my ability, and I want to have the right to, as a performer, to do what I want, how I need to do it, and we can work on those laws, those regulations, and get them changed and adjusted. Those can happen, but you've got to be united in that. All right, you guys have a great day, and let's make this industry the best we can make it. Okay, all right.